You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS, fluff, or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the productivity specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today is episode 171, ClickUp for Small Businesses, your all-in-one project management and task management system. If you're a business owner who wants to improve your time management and elevate your productivity so you can maximize profits, reduce stress, and make time for what matters most, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Today, we're going to dive in and review the popular app, ClickUp, which I personally use to run my business, so you can get a grasp on its awesome features and determine if it's an app you want to invest in to streamline your project and task management. Now, before we do that, though, I do want to let you know that I am an affiliate for ClickUp, but I'm an affiliate because I love and use ClickUp. And you're going to hear about that journey of how I transitioned from Trello to ClickUp some time ago. But as an affiliate, if you use my affiliate link because you find that it is going to improve your efficiency and productivity of you and your team, then I invite you to use my affiliate link because you will receive 20% off forever on your monthly or annual unlimited or business plan subscription. And you can grab that link and use it by going to amberdelagarza.com/ClickUp. Again, that's Amber De La Garza, DELAGARZA.com/ClickUp. And you can use that link to get 20% off forever. And I also want to make sure that if you have not done so or you have not heard my personal invitation, that you join me and my friend Carol Cox of Speaking Your Brand. She is hosting a free live virtual event for women entrepreneurs on October 15th, 2020. I'd like to share with you a little bit about this unique event that Carol is hosting with her team. She's putting together a mix of TED-style 10-minute talks by diverse women speakers who will be sharing their big ideas and powerful personal stories about how they've used their voice to change the status quo. There will also be panel discussions so you can learn how to craft a stellar speech and build your thought leadership platform. If you enjoy speaking, want to get better at speaking, or want to hear high-quality speeches, then I invite you to learn more and register by going to speakingyourbrand.com/summit. Again, that's speakingyourbrand.com/summit. And now, let's get to the straight talk. All right, we're talking all things ClickUp, but before we get into ClickUp, and I think that a great place to start for those of you that have been around for a while, you were along with me on this journey as I've transitioned the task/project management program that myself and my team use. So let's take it like way back. And when I started my business 8 years ago, I was really a one-woman show. Crystal came along soon thereafter as my assistant. But what really worked for us is Outlook tasks. And I really used Outlook because when I was in corporate, we used Outlook, and I was really knowledgeable in all of the features and hacks and different ways to really maximize the usage of integrating the tasks with my email and my calendar. And so along that period of time, we transitioned into using Trello. Now, Trello worked really well for us in a time where it was just the two of us. But as the business grew and as the team grew, it broke. And it broke in a way that I felt that it was causing too many issues in managing where the tasks were at. It was taking too much time. And quite frankly, it was not keeping up with the features that I wanted to use in a robust project management, task management program. In all disclosure, during the time that we were using Trello, I used Trello for projects in the business and tasks for my assistant, but it was also still heavily using Outlook tasks for my own tasks and my own, self-management of what I did in the business. And we used Trello for some time, like quite a while. And about a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, something came on the market that I heard about, which was ClickUp. And I do want to say that I have never been the person that jumps ship quickly. I'm not usually an early adopter. And I'm really hesitant of the next shiny object, or i.e. app or program that promises to be the end all and be all. So I'm never first to market. I'm never looking at how can I try this thing and that thing and this thing? It's too much of a time investment, and it feels very disruptive to the flow in my business and, quite frankly, my focus on what I really want to be focusing on, and that's not adopting another project management system. But when ClickUp came around and I started hearing more and more about it, I looked into it and I was so impressed with what ClickUp could do. And that was actually version 1.0. And since then, ClickUp has upgraded to version 2.0, and every single week there's another update. But a big difference between 1.0 and 2.0. And so when I started researching ClickUp, I actually reached out to the CEO of ClickUp. And some of you will remember I had Zeb Evans on as a guest way back in episode 128. So if you want to hear my interview with the CEO of ClickUp, I would really advise you to go back and look through the feed and look for episode 128. And in there, I was able to talk to Zeb about his vision and why he created ClickUp and what type of leadership style he has and where his vision is for the company. He and I hit it off so well as I was adopting ClickUp. At that time, I was already using it. But as I was wanting to dig deeper, he was so gracious enough to invite me to come check out his headquarters or his offices in San Diego. And last year around this time in October, I had an event in San Diego. So I made plans to go in early and meet him and his team, which they were amazing. And they had just actually relocated from the Bay Area down to San Diego. And at that time, they had let me in on some knowledge that they were going big and they were going to grow fast by hundreds and hundreds of employees. And I was able to meet some of their employees, and their offices were very sparse because they were just moving in. In fact, I think they'd only been there a couple weeks at the time that I had visited. But it was really great to see the energy and more so the vision of where ClickUp was going. And that's what I was able to buy in on. So when I started using ClickUp, it was not the perfect out-of-the-box solution. And I want you to hear this. There is no perfect out-of-the-box solution for anyone. There is not. Now, I do think you should do your due diligence to match the features and the way that a program or app works to what you need. And then in addition to that, there will always be some things that you don't love about it, or maybe you have to find some workarounds. But I share this with you because I want to encourage you not to keep jumping ship and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side and you are going to find the perfect program. Now, with that being said, I think I found pretty darn close to a perfect program. Now, before I get ahead of myself, we're 5 minutes into this, and I just realized maybe you don't even know what ClickUp is. So ClickUp is an all-in-one project management, task management program. They tout as being the all-in-one solution to all of your needs to be your most productive self. or that of your team. And as they're growing and adding additional features, they're really looking at making this a very inclusive, all the features in one place so that you don't have to Frankenstein a bunch of different apps and programs together to get the results that you want. ClickUp is created for someone that is a single solopreneur all the way up to very, very huge corporations and companies using this as very robust project management systems. So what does that mean for you? For you, what I believe it means is that you, if you choose ClickUp, have found an app and a program that will grow with you as your business grows. Now, as I had shared with you previously, we quickly outgrew Outlook and then we outgrew Trello, and I don't see us outgrowing ClickUp. I honestly don't. Knowing the caliber and scale of other companies that are using it, I know that it will be able to handle wherever and whatever direction I go as a company and with my team, which is really great because there is a huge cost. There is a time cost to learning a new program, to onboarding and switching from your current project or task management into a new one. And I don't take that lightly. And knowing that most likely I'm not going to have to do that again, what I will have to do and my team will have to do is stay up to date on all the current features that are coming out as they develop them and release them. And that doesn't seem as difficult to do as they release them every single Friday. You get a little summary. You can see what you like, what you don't like. And really, as my business needs something, I would go there first in the features to say, how is it being used? What features are there? This is a program that can grow with you. What are some of my favorite reasons of loving ClickUp over some of the other popular task and project management systems out there? For me, and especially my experience in working with business owners across industries and personalities and team sizes, is that I realized that people have a preference on how they see their tasks or projects. And when I say see it, I mean Trello, normally known as a board view. So you're visually seeing your lists and your boards, and it's not necessarily a checklist from top to bottom. It is a very visual experience that I quite frankly got used to seeing my tasks and projects in using Trello. But some people like to see their tasks on their calendar, and others like to see it in a Gantt view, and others want to see it in a list view. And here's what the magic of ClickUp is that you put in the tasks one way. So the tasks all go in a certain way with certain information. And with a click of a button and incredible customization, you can see the same tasks or filtered tasks in any view you want. So for example, my day-to-day to-do list, Crystal's day-to-day to-do list, or anyone else on my team, their day-to-day to-do list is a checklist that is in chronological due date order. But for our podcasting, we still use the board view. I like to see it in the workflow of where a podcast goes from idea to conception to writing it. And we can have, multiple podcast episodes in different phases. And I like to see that in a board view from left to right. So this is really about how do you like to see the information and process the information that makes sense to you. And here's the deal. It's endless. You can literally create any type of view that you want with any filters so that you can see only what you want to see when you want to see it. And so that was my first initial hey, I really want to check this out. I'm not going to be just stuck with one way to look at my tasks. ClickUp has been created so that it seems quite intuitive, okay? So you can really get in there and just play. And that's what I tell my clients to do is just play. Set up some different views. Look at what the filters are. Really create something that feels like it seems so easy to process the information that you need to have and see to take action. In ClickUp, I love that they are so forward thinking and not just forward thinking, because I know they have big plans and big goals of where they're going, but they are incredibly user what do I want to say? Not user-friendly. They are user-friendly, but they are open to user feedback. That's what I want to say, is like they have their hands in. They have a robust way that you can submit feature requests and you vote on them and you get feedback on them. And they're really building this for the user in mind. And it's quite the community of people that are giving recommendations on what features they would like to see inside ClickUp. And honestly, they are banging them out every single week. Every Friday or Saturday morning, I get an email with the next updates. All right, so ClickUp can grow with you. ClickUp can be set up to view it any way that you want to view your tasks. And I also love, and I didn't mention this before, is that the way that I want to view my tasks or projects may be different than someone else on my team. And so the people on my team can also set up their own views if they choose to process the tasks and projects in a way that makes sense to them. And I love that because, as you know, on our teams, we're not all the same. We were not meant to be the same. We don't process things exactly the same. We don't visually like to see things the same way. And all with one program, everyone has that flexibility. Another feature that I really like with this task and project management is that you can organize all of your communication around a task or a project in the same place. So no longer am I communicating via email with anybody on my team. It's in a very organized way in which when you're talking or you're giving feedback or marking something up, reviewing something, it all happens within that task. And that's really important for organization because the emails going back and forth and losing communication, and even a little bit in if you're using something like Slack, it doesn't seem like it's as organized as when you're using ClickUp and using the conversation feature where you can go back and forth and tag people and add imagery and attachments and all of that type of stuff. So using ClickUp on a task or project level also allows for efficient communication. So there are a ton of features, and depending on when you're listening to this, there's going to be more features. So we're going to link out to the features in the show notes here. But I also want to tell you that we also have a special discount code if you use the link we're also providing in the show notes. I'll share a little bit more about that with you in a moment. I also want to talk to you about why you would not use ClickUp. I take my recommendation of ClickUp really seriously because I know that you are coming to me for task management and time management and productivity advice. And so I don't take that lightly. I, as you can hear, did a lot of due diligence in not just interviewing the CEO, but meeting their team and staying up to date with their updates. And honestly, first and foremost, took the time to migrate my team onto ClickUp and used it for quite a while before ever even saying a peep to you about ClickUp. And the reason is because if I'm going to put my name behind something, I want it to really matter. Now, with that being said, I think I should share with you on why ClickUp may not be a fit for you. If you currently feel incredibly challenged with technology and your go-to for task management is not that you want to take it to the next level by using the next cool task management digital platform, then I would encourage you to listen to this advice. And this advice is what I've given to my one-on-one coaching clients time and time again. Now, if they need a task management or project management program, I highly recommend ClickUp. And I do so with this advice. You always want to prioritize effectiveness over efficiency. I'm going to say that again. You want to prioritize effectiveness over efficiency. So we are choosing to use ClickUp so that we can be better at managing the number of tasks and projects that we need to be organizing in our businesses. The end goal is that you are efficiently able to capture all your to-dos and your ideas and your projects in an organized way, prioritize them, and create a list that you can focus on and work down at getting those done. If you have resistance to technology, or it feels a bit overwhelming, or you have too many other projects that are vying for your attention that are higher priority than learning a new project management system, then I would encourage you to go back to the basics and be incredibly simple. Some of my clients need to prioritize effectiveness over efficiency. And what that means is if they're trying to use ClickUp and they're not really having the time to invest in properly getting it set up and properly learning it, and they're also learning the new skill set and habit of downloading everything from their brain into a task management system, organizing it in a way that is consistent each day and each week, and then working from that list, taking that extra step to be more efficient by using ClickUp may be running before you're walking. And what I would encourage you to do is walk before you run, and that would mean prioritizing effectiveness. And effectiveness means that you are prioritizing learning the skill set of brain dumping your tasks into one centralized location, being consistent with updating it, reviewing it, prioritizing that list, and working from that list. Then, once that is working for you and you are much more organized and you are consistent with that task list, then move into creating efficiency by using a digital platform to create the efficiency around your to-do list. When I see people wanting to run before they walk and they're excited about the shiny thing of this, new next app or program, they're not prioritizing the behavior and the skill set of getting into the habit of brain dumping their tasks into one consistent, consolidated place. And then there's a lot of resistance and hiccups to actually adopting the use of a program such as ClickUp. So maybe you need to walk for a month or a few weeks, and then you can run. Some of you are going to walk longer than that, and you will eventually get to running. But I want you to focus on the principle of working from an organized task list, then upgrade it and be more efficient by using ClickUp. Okay, so that's my PSA announcement, is that if you are trying a digital task list and there's resistance to that, you're not being consistent with it, simplify it. Always go back to simplified and what is the principle? What are you trying to actually get done? And that is to work from an organized, prioritized task list. All right. But those of you that have that and you're already walking and maybe you're in another program, maybe you're using Asana or Monday or any of the other project task management programs out there, I would ask you to do your homework, test drive it, look at the features, and really consider, is this program going to solve for the real problems or challenges that you're experiencing in your current task management or project management program? For us, that was a resounding yes. I'll say for myself, happy to jump ship and learn a new way of organizing the back end of my business and my team. As we close out, and I'm sharing with you about ClickUp, and of course, I want you to take advantage of our discount that we have in, partnership with ClickUp. They've been so generous to share a 20% off discount for lifetime if you use my affiliate link, which we will have linked out into the show notes. So wherever you're listening to this episode, click on the notes and the link will be there, or you can head on over to amberdelagarza.com/171. All right, so here are some tips that I want to close out with, and I want these tips to be universal. So whether you're choosing to jump ship from a previous project management system, task management system, or you don't have one, or this doesn't have to do with any task management system, but you're wanting to adopt a new program in your business, here are my words of advice. First, do your homework on your current program or app that you use, and your own workflow and system. So for example, let's break this up. Let's say that you are currently on a task management or project management system. I first want you to do the due diligence to make sure that you fully understand how to use it. ClickUp is not the only company that does feature updates and releases. Most apps and programs are doing that on a regular basis. probably not as quickly as ClickUp, but there are updates. And here's what happens. We are so busy, we see the emails come in or we see the notification of an update and we just dismiss it because we're busy and now is not the time to learn additional features to the program. But compound that over and over again, you could be using a program or app for a year or maybe 2 years, and your limited knowledge of how to use it is you're using these 5 features, and now it has 10 or 15. And what we like to do is say, oh, that other program or that other app, I saw other people talking about that, or I saw my friend using it, and that has the features I need. And so you jump ship. When really your program or app that you have currently may have that feature, you just were not aware of it and you didn't take the time to learn it. The other issue that I see here too is that you get excited about a program or app, you adopt it, and you don't take the time to actually learn it. All of these programs or these types of programs have some sort of knowledge base, whether they're articles or videos. They want the user to know how to use the platform because that keeps you using it and a loyal user. So go and do your homework and see if the challenges that you're experiencing are because you don't really understand how to use the app or the program you're currently on. Now, the flip side of that is maybe you don't have an app or a program that you're currently using. In this example, you're using a pen and paper type task list or no task list at all. I want you to evaluate your workflow because you have to understand your workflow and how you tend to like to work to know if the program or app that you're, evaluating can fit with that workflow or take that workflow to the next level. You got to know where you're starting and so that you know where you want to go with that program or app. My second bit of advice here is always to lean into simplicity, okay? So again, when these apps and programs come into our world and our friends are using them and we see our colleagues using an app or a program, or you're listening to a podcast and your favorite podcasters using a program or app, you get excited about it. And you jump in and you're like, why did it work for them? It's not working for me. It seems like it's too much. It seems like it's too robust. It seems like there's just so much. Yeah, these programs are meant to serve a very wide audience of people that have different needs. And so always keep it simple. And by knowing what it is that you need, what features you need, you can review all the features, but choose the minimal features that you want to use, get consistent with using it, learn that, your team can learn those features, and then you can add on the features. This is what I love about ClickUp. You can use ClickUp in its most simplest form, or you can take it and make it as robust as you need it. So do not get overwhelmed in a program or app and think you need to know all the things. That's generally not the case, and certainly not the case with ClickUp. So start small, keep it simple. Then you can get more robust and detailed in using all the bells and whistles inside ClickUp or any other app or program. Number 3 is really evaluate what the cost is. So this is not just a financial cost. So you're going to go and you're going to see how much ClickUp is on a monthly or annual basis, and you're going to use my 20% off discount code. That is definitely one cost to consider. But the other cost that I think few people prioritize is the time cost, the opportunity cost. Moving over to something like ClickUp should be a project for you and your team. Like, you can't be in the middle of launching a new product or your busiest season with clients and change and learn your whole new back end, even with ClickUp at the same time. So you want to be very strategic with how you are prioritizing the time, attention, and energy of you and your team when you choose to integrate a new program or app such as ClickUp. So really look at this as a project. And then the next thing that I want to share with you is to really have a plan of when you're onboarding yourself into a new program or app. Again, we can get really excited with the next shiny object, and you're going to get off of this episode and you're going to be excited to go check it out. I want you to go and play with any new program or app, and especially like ClickUp. But really just do a little bit of Google searching and learn, because they generally give you best steps to onboard yourself into a program. ClickUp has a robust export-import feature. They literally lay it out for you. They want to make it as easy as possible to go from one program to the next with as little downtime as possible. So I think they have like up to 20 different programs that they export from and import into ClickUp. So do your homework, find out best practices for onboarding, make that part of your project plan, so that your downtime is less and your uptime is expedited, because you did a little bit of planning about how you're going to be moving over to ClickUp. I have loved having you listen to this episode of Productivity Straight Talk, and I sure hope that you found this to be incredibly valuable for you, and giving you an insight into not just what ClickUp is, but how and when you should use Trello, or why I don't use Outlook tasks as often anymore. I really wanted to give you a peek behind the scenes. And what I hope you took away from it is that there is not a one-stop shop solution, not just for you individually or your team, but also not for the duration of your business. As your business goes through different seasons and grows, you may need different type of project management, task management app. And so what I wanted to really share with you today is enough information for you to decide if it's worth looking into ClickUp for you and your business. I really believe that ClickUp has the ability to serve the solopreneur, the regular task list. In fact, it's created for people that are not even in business and just want to use it for their own personal task list, all the way up to some really, really large, robust teams and projects. It is so incredibly flexible that is why I ultimately decided to jump ship from Trello, was that if I was going to make that time, energy, attention of my team and myself, and then the learning curve and the financial investment, that I really wanted it to be something that as my business grew, as our needs grew, it was something that could grow alongside us. So based on this episode and some insights that you got, I do not want this to be a shiny object distraction. But if you are looking for a new and improved task management program, then I definitely think you should take a look at ClickUp. No change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So based on today's episode, what are you committed to taking action on? Small or big, it doesn't matter. Taking action after you've learned something, had insight, got a new perspective is really the best way forward. Now, as I shared before with you, I am an affiliate of ClickUp, and it's only because I personally use this in my own business and love it. So if you want to use ClickUp, I invite you to use my affiliate link so that you can get a special 20% off your monthly or annual unlimited and or business plans forever. That's a pretty big savings annually. So definitely want to take advantage of that. So you can grab that by clicking the affiliate link and signing up for a test drive of ClickUp, and then moving into the paid version by going to amberdelagarza.com/ClickUp. Again, that's Amber Delagarza, DELAGARZA.com/ClickUp. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you that are longtime loyal listeners, I've been hearing from more and more of you each week, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. If you'd like to connect with me and see some behind the scenes and follow me on a both personal and business level, I invite you to follow me over at Instagram. And you can find me by searching Amber_DeLaGarza. Again, on Instagram, it's Amber_DeLaGarza. And you know what? If you're listening to this and you want to try out ClickUp, then take a screenshot of this episode, tag me, tag ClickUp, and let us know that you are listening and excited to check it out. I also want to thank you for leaving me such amazing reviews. And if you have not done so already, I would love to hear from you and your experience of what Productivity Straight Talk has done for you or your business, or both. And I have a special thank you going out to SMM Hamilton, who recently said, Amber's podcast is such a wealth of information with awesome, actionable tips for time management. I always look forward to her new episodes, and she always has fantastic and interesting guests. This is definitely a podcast you want to subscribe to. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave such a kind review, SMM Hamilton. I hope you know who you are. I wish I had a real first name so I could thank you personally. Thank you so much for leaving this review and letting others know what they can expect when they tune in to Productivity Straight Talk. So that's my Straight Talk for today. Until next time, have a productive week.